Hey there everyone, it's Kathy and you're back here on my YouTube channel, Kathy's Random Acts of Stamping. I want to welcome you back. If you are new to my channel, I say hello and welcome in. I absolutely love the opportunity to meet new people and to also share my crafts with other people. I absolutely love everything paper, and I always get a thrill out of making something new. And I worked on a fun fold card yesterday and was trying to work out all the kinks in it. Now I cannot take credit for this card. I actually there is several people on YouTube that have done this card in a variety of different ways, and of course I put my little spin on it, and the one that we're going to do today is going to be kind of a spin. Before we get started and before I show you the card, I just want to let everyone know that I am a independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located here in Gastonia, North Carolina, but I can take care of you wherever you are throughout the United States. So if you're currently not working with a demonstrator and you're interested in any of the Stampin' Up! Products, or if you'd like a catalog and you're interested in ordering, I would love to have the opportunity to earn your business and to help you along with your stamping journey. We're all in different areas, whether you are a beginner or whether you have been crafting and doing paper crafts for years. I would absolutely love the opportunity to help you with any of your stamping needs, answer any of your questions, and one thing you can rest assured of, I will always be here for you. Okay, with all that said, let me show you this cute little 3-tier card that stands up beautifully. And this one I actually used the Sweet Talk Designer Series paper. I used a gray cardstock, and I used my layering circles and my sentiments and my little guy here on the front. Isn't that cute? Look at that. It's a little robot. And this came from Nuts and Bolts stamp set. So I colored him. I fussy cut him out. I put him on a little label die. I stamped "I'm nuts and bolts about you," and over here, "You make my heart go beep, Valentine greetings." So I thought this just turned out super cute, and this card will fold. Now, because I got this sticking up, you would need a longer envelope, but if you didn't have anything sticking up, this card would fit in a standard medium-sized envelope. So, but I loved everything about this. Now, if I was handing this to someone, you could definitely leave this here, but if you're not and you want to put your sentiment, you have this whole back panel where you could very easily take this and put it back here and then have a place to sign your card. I just thought it was so cute up there. "You make my heart go beat." I think this is super, super cute. I love the way it sits up. Who wouldn't love to have this on their desk during Valentine's? So we are coming up on the end of our Valentine run. I thought with the card I'm going to do today, I'm going to keep it more very traditional red and white, and I am using the Love and Happiness bundle. This is such a cute set. We have all of these Love and Happiness sentiments on here. The Bouquet of Love dies actually go with the hybrid embossing folder Bouquet of Love. So when you buy this, you get both of these together. And when you bundle, you get all 3 of these together. So, and if you bundle and get the stamp set along with this, you save 10%. And this stamp set is so great for wedding cards and anniversary cards, engagement cards, or even just the one, if you just want to make an "I love you" card for that special someone. All right, I'm going to move everything up. The other thing I used is my Stitch So Sweetly dies. I am so hoping these come back because these are like everybody's go-to dies. So if you don't have these in your in your supplies, your arsenal, in your dies, this would be a great set to start out with and pick up. They are so versatile, and you can use them for layering, making windows, labels for different sentiments, different sizes. Absolutely, I love this set, and I reach for them quite often. All right, I'm going to show you the components of our card first, and our card is actually going to be 2 pieces, and I use Poppy Parade. Now let me bring over my scoring tool because I'm this is a card, you can do it on your trimmer, but I find this to be much easier if I lay it into my score tool. And this is the Simply Scored scoreboard, and I am going to score this in several places. So let me pull my notes over so I can see them. This piece measures 4 1/4 by 9 7/16. Please don't let that deter you from trying this. I'm going to show you where the 7/16 is on your trimmer. If you pull out your arm, and I am going to try to zoom you in like this so you can see. I'm going to put this in, and I'm going to come over to 9. And what you're going to do is your 16ths is those teeny little marks, but 7/16, 8/16 is a half very easily, because 8 will go into 16 too, which makes it a half. So 7/16 is going to be that one mark before you get to 9 1/2. Very simple measurement. I hope that helps you if you decide to do the 7/16, the 9 7/16. Hopefully that will help you know exactly where to cut your cardstock. All right, so now I'm going to put this in, and the first score mark that we're going to make is going to be 5 1/2. So that's a very simple one. 5 1/2. And then we're just going to go every inch. So then 6 1/2, 7 1/2, and 8 1/2. Okay, very simple. That piece is done. So now our next piece is going to be our 3 by 8. So this is 3 inches by 8 inches. Very simple, easy to do. And this one we're going to score in half, just like we did the other one. We're going to score in half at 4. So 4 inches. And then we're just going to go across here every inch. So 4, 5, 6. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me zoom you back out. I'm so bad about not remembering to do this. So I'm going to come back down and show you again exactly what I did. This is your 3 by 8 inch piece, and we're going to score at 4, at 5, at 6, and at 7. And I'm going to bring the other piece back in so you can see me do it as well. This one is your piece that is 4 1/4 by 9 7/16, and we're going to score it at 5 1/2, 6 1/2, 7 1/2, and 8 1/2. Okay, sorry about that. I am so bad about not pulling my pieces in. Now I love this score tool because it has a little place where your stylus pops in. You also have the little things that will pop on here, so you get these little spacers where you can, if you always are scoring at 4 1/4 or 5 1/2, you can put those there, and then you don't have to even look. You can just go in and score. Such a great score tool. I absolutely love it. Another one of those things where Stampin' Up! Really does think of everything, and y'all hear me say that so often. All right, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to work on our big piece, and all we're going to do is score these score lines. And what I want you to do when you do this is grab your bone folder, and you want to, when you score these down, you want to make sure that your edges are nice and straight right here. So let me straighten up I got a little crooked there with when I pulled my score tool off. All right, let's burnish that down really good. And then you're going to come and you're going to do that next one. And again, you want to make sure that your sides are right here are lined up. You don't want them to get, a little off, a little wonky. You want them to be nice and straight. So I'll just make sure that these are really good and even on both sides before I varnish that down. So we're going to do one more. Again, I'm looking to make sure those are nice and even. And then we'll do that last one. Just like that. And what this is going to do, this is going to give you that little piece that's going to come together like that. That's going to make our little piece like this. So, very easy to do, not hard at all. And what I want you to do when you get to this point, I want you to fold, have your card like this, put this half piece down. You've got 4 score lines, so count 1, 2, 3. Make sure you fold up on that 3rd score line, hold it right there, and then you're going to take your glue, or you can use your Stampin' Seal. I'm going to use glue, and you're going to put glue just on that 1-inch place right there, the one closest to this side of your card. Then all you're going to do is fold this down onto it, press it. I like to take my bone folder and really give it a good press. Make sure that that glue goes everywhere that it's supposed to. And then when you fold it back, you're going to have your piece just like that. So that's one of your pieces. That's your first piece. Now we're going to do the same thing with the smaller piece. We are going to fold on our score lines, burnish, fold, and burnish, fold, and burnish, and fold, and burnish. Again, we're going to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3. We're going to fold up on that 3rd one just like that. And we're going to put glue. Now this one you're going to have to manipulate just a tiny bit, but I'll show you how to do that. And the glue is going to go right here on that first tab, just like we did before. The tab that has the edge on it, that's the one you want to put your glue on. And then we're just going to fold that back, and see it's gonna kind of bubble just a little bit right there. That's okay. We're going to sit it down, and we're going to manipulate that score line. Just iron it out really good, and then we're going to open it up, and there is our second piece. Now how stinking cute is that? So cute. So what do you think so far? I'm loving it. So this will give you your 2 pieces, and you're probably wondering, well, where does that other piece come in? That's going to come in with this next piece that you will cut, and this piece is 4 1/4 by 4 1/2. So this piece is going to go on here like that. Now when you turn this around, you want the tube to be to your front, to the front, just like that. And this piece is going to adhere, because you're going to see it's going to fit completely side to side. How you're going to know that you got the right side is if you use this one, it's going to hang over. You're going to have a hangover if you turn it that way. Make sure that it's sitting flush. So that's going to be your 4 1/4 inch. So that's going to go on there just like that. And how are we going to do that? We are going to put some glue down. But before we do that, I'm going to show you my other layers that I've cut. I cut this beautiful piece using that embossing folder and that big heart, and like I said, that's what makes this so special. You can emboss it and cut that heart out all at the same time, or you can cut it and leave the die out of the embossing folder. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This heart, if I can get my folder open, come on. it has the die that fits right in there, and that's that Bouquet of Love dies that comes with this embossing folder, or the embossing folder comes with the dies. However you want to look at it, they come as a set, and this die will go in here. Oops. Just like this. You want to make sure that the cut edge is facing up so that it cuts into your paper, and then when you lay your piece of paper on here, it's going to line up perfectly. So what I like to do is put the die down and then lay my paper over top of it, get it even, and then I just close this side up. Once you close it, you hold it and you run that whole thing through your embossing machine, and then you get this beautiful embossed piece with the heart cut out. Is that not gorgeous? So pretty. So then we are going to just glue this down just like that. And this is where you're going to need to decide whether you want to pop this up or whether you want it to be glued down. I also went and I cut that heart out of a piece of cardstock and I ran it back through my embossing folder. So I think what I want to do with this piece is I'm going to use some dimensionals because I really want this piece to pop. And I'm going to put 3 across the top and maybe 1 right there. And I'm going to put 1 on each side. This may look like an overkill, but the last thing you want to do is give this card to someone and it fall apart. That would be so embarrassing. So I'm just going around the heart there, and then I'm going to go down to the bottom and I'm going to put 1 on each corner and maybe 1 right here in the middle. And grab my take your pick tool, and I'm going to pull off my backers. Just like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece, and what we want to do is put this down so we have just a tiny bit of that red poking out all the way around. And that looks pretty good. So now I also have this heart, and do I want to sit it in or do I want to pop it up? I want to pop it up. I want this heart to kind of come up and out. So we're going to put double dimensionals on the back of this one. When I say double, I am going to put dimensionals down. Like this. I'm going to take the backers off. And then I'm going to stick dimensionals on top of these. What this is going to do is going to give us a double lift. So when I put these on, I like to try to even them up so they're on there in the same direction, so they're not a little wonky on me. So just like this, you're going to put these all around. I hope that y'all have been catching some of the Olympics. There's a lot going on, but I got to watch Nathan Chen skate in the men's freestyle, which had a combined score with their short program, and of course the U.S. took gold on that, and I was so excited. It's amazing that these young people have been doing this their entire life, and it's been a dream of theirs forever. Okay, that piece is done, and I love that, just that little bit of pop, like that heart has just kind of jumped out. So this piece is going to go right here, and you might think that was a lot of work if we're going to be covering that up, and yeah, it is, but it's you know what, No, I want this here. I really want this here. I think it's going to be gorgeous like that. And even though we're going to put this in the front of it, I think that heart is going to be beautiful there. Or we could put it here. Ooh. Okay, I'm changing things up, y'all. I am going to put this heart back here because I can. It's my card, right? I am going to put this down on this back. So I'm going to just take some liquid glue and doing my squiggle thing. And now I am going to sit this down right about there. Give that a press. I'm going to turn it over on the back. The one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to get your embossing gone. So there. So pretty. I love it. We are going to cut something else to go on this piece. So I'm going to cut another piece that's going to be a little bit shorter than that piece. And now I need to decide what I want it to be. Oh, decisions. And I think I'm going to do a red piece. Let me go off camera and get my piece that I want to cut here, and I'll come back with measurements and everything, and we'll go from there. I changed everything up right midstream, so y'all know how it is. I'll be right back. Alright, I am back, and what I did is I went in search of some designer series paper that would work, and I was looking for something with Poppy Parade because that was the color that I chose. So I found this. This is very neutral, and it's in the Flowering Fields, which is a beautiful pack of paper. So many colors go with this, and I was able just to at a glance see that that was going to work very well with this card. So I wanted something that's kind of neutral but yet very pretty. So that was why I chose that. I went ahead and cut another panel, and again this is 4 1/8 by hang on one second, I'll be right back. So as I was saying, I have this piece and this, and again these pieces are cut identical to these pieces. So we have a piece that is cut at, and let me get my measurements. This piece is cut at 4 1/4 by 4 1/2, so 4 1/4 by 4 1/2, and then this piece is cut at 4 1/8 by 4 3/8, and make sure you got the right pieces or they won't line up. So that's going to glue on there just like that with that tiny border all the way around. So I'm going to grab, yeah, I'm going to use glue because I want a tiny bit of wiggle room. So I'm going to be very gentle with my glue. Just like that. And then we're going to put this on, making sure we keep that little tiny border all the way around. And then press that down just like that. And again, when I use the glue, I do like to just kind of press everything out. And now this piece is going to sit on our card just like that. But we want to decorate. So I have the heart, the white heart that came out of this piece. So we're going to put it right here. I think it'd be really pretty just sitting right about there. And I'm going to use dimensionals on this as well. So again, I think if we put 3, maybe 4 dimensionals on here, that should be enough to hold this in place. Just like that. And we're going to pull off our backers. I'm going to set this up to the top because we know that we're going to have a piece that's going to be covering this. So that's going to go right there. And then this is going to glue down onto our piece like this. So again, I'm just going to put glue on this strip. So this is really, it's not a complicated card at all. It goes together really simple, but it has such a wow factor. And I love a card with a wow factor. So I'm just going to press that down. Just like that. And now that piece is on. So now we're coming into our home stretch. This piece is going to go on here like this, and we're going to mat this. So I got this other little heart that's a stitched heart. And I'm thinking maybe we could put that in the middle there. We're going to wait and see if it needs it. Let's go ahead and work on this piece. Now this piece is cut at 2 7/8. About 3 7/8. And this is just going to layer on top of this. Just like that. And then from my Stitch So Sweetly dies, I had cut these two pieces, and one's going to go on here like this. I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and get this, let's get this glued down. And I'm just going to run glue all around. Oh, you know what? Yeah, all around. Like that. And we're going to set this piece on here, and I like to bring it down so I have a nice flat area to glue to. Just like that. Press that down. Now that we have this piece on, we can decide exactly how we want to do this. This is going to center in the middle of this, just like that. But we need to do our stamping next. So I am going to grab, what did I do with my stamp? Oh, here it is. To the One I Love. And we're going to stamp this in Poppy Parade. I'm going to stamp this on another strip before I commit to my cut piece. Okay, that looks pretty. So, ink it. I'm going to line my piece up because I feel like if I've got it straight, I'll have a better chance of getting it straight on here. Just giving it a little time for that ink to transfer. That's so pretty. And then I'm going to close up my ink pad. And now I want to pop this up because I want it to sit out a little bit. So again, back to my trusty little dimensionals. And I'm going to scatter these kind of up and down. Remove my backers. Alright, so we have got our backers on our little sentiment, and what I want to do is I want to go ahead and just center this right here, just like that, and we're going to press that down. Now we need to decide where we want this to be, and I'm going to do some hearts, and I think I'm going to grab my, I was looking for my hearts that went with my other stamps, but I can't find them. So let's see if I can pull this other set. And they were called Sweetheart Dies. Pretty easy to find. And I love these hearts. I love these strip of hearts like this. And we have these, and we have these. Also have these. We might cut those in red just to kind of see. And we got these little hearts like this that would be super cute. So I'm gonna bring over my die cut machine, and we're gonna cut it up a little bit. We're gonna use some of the scrap red paper. And I've got a lot of scraps over here. So like this little strip right here would be perfect for this. And we might even be able to get those two on there. That's what I call using up an entire piece of paper. What do you think? So we're just going to tape those down using my little post-it flags. I'm going to lay those over here and move my dies out of here so we can bring over the Big Daddy Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, which I love this machine. And I'm going to get my plates. So with this machine, everything's so simple. You have a number 1 plate, you have a number 2, which is your adapter plate for your thin die cuts. You have a cut plate. That's starting to spring a little bit, so I'm going to turn this one over. I dedicate 1 plate for my cut plate, and 1 is my cover plate. This one I only flip it when it starts to bow in the middle. This one I flip every time I use it. I know that sounds crazy, but if you do that, you will always have flat plates. Let's see, I want to do this other little strip. I want to see what this looks like cut. That one I definitely want to be on there nice and straight. So I'm going to bring that right there. That's just going to cut the hearts out, so it really doesn't matter. But we are going to secure it like that. And let's see, what was the other ones? This one, I think that'll fit on there too. And this one. We're going to cut all those hearts at one time and see what we get. I need one more little piece to secure. That will work. I'm going to lay my plate over top, and we're going to crank it through. That's going to be a lot of hearts. All right. So I am going to lift this up. I'll tell you what, let's move everything out except that. I got hearts flying everywhere, y'all. Static is in it, definitely. So I'm going to move my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine out of our way. I'm going to bring this plate over because I want to get all of these little hearts out of here. Yep, that one just cuts the hearts. And that's okay. We need some hearts. It also cut this beautiful little frame. I love it. So let's light this up. And those are some more little hearts. This is going to also be a frame. So I'm going to put my, I'm going to lay my dies up here so I can lay those on there. I'm just raking off all my little hearts, and my frames I'm going to lay up at the top of my desk. You want to hang on to all these little pieces that come out because we can use those for embellishments. Look at that. Isn't that cute? And pull this up. Oh, yep, these are good. And then look at this one. Oh, love it. Love it, love it. I think we got the best out of those papers. And we got hearts galore. Look at all those little hearts we got. So they're very staticky because I cut them on this acrylic plate. So I'm going to lay that over there. And now I'm just going to push all of these little hearts over here. And this goes back up there. And now we have these little framelets. So let's bring our piece back over. And I also have this heart. Love that heart right there. So I think that's definitely going to go right here. So we're going to put some glue on it. This is the way I roll. When I get my pieces, then I kind of know where I want things to go. Then I go for it. So I'm going to put glue down here on the bottom edge of this one. And put that right there so the end of the heart's kind of pointing to the love. Just like that. Isn't that pretty? And then that's going to sit up like that. Love that. Then we've got our little framelit here that we can put over to this side. I love that. So I'm going to put this to the top. So in order to do this, what I'm going to do is just rub the tip of my glue, really not squeezing it. I'm just rubbing what's already there. All the way around. And then I'm going to take these and put them right up here at the top corner. Like that. Love it. And then this is going to go right about there. So let's go ahead and glue this down. This is always the part in the card making that I get excited. When I get to, after I get everything together and I can start decorating, that makes me excited. So let's make sure that's nice and straight. That looks good. Now we got this larger piece right here. And will all of those hearts fit there? Nope. Nope. But we've got all of these little hearts. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to have hearts just kind of dropping every which way. So to do that, I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool. And I'm going to close up the pokey end, and I'm going to use the putty tip end. This is going to help me pick up my, so I'm going to turn these over to the right side. You want to make sure before you get started that your hearts are facing in the right direction, because you know when you die cut you have a right side and a wrong side. So I'm making sure that the pretty side is up, and those look like plenty. So I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to put one right here, one here. We're going to do some down here. And now all we have to do is pick them up and set them down. Set them down in that glue. You might want to bend this like that so you can get to it a little better and to be able to press it into the glue. And if you get a little bit of that putty on there, don't worry about it. That will come right off. Just use the other end of take your pick tool and pick it off. And then that is going to sit on there like that. Look how pretty that card is. Oh, I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. So we're not done. I'm actually going to make this card for my hubby. So I want this one to be pretty extra special. So I'm going to put glue on the back of this. And I am going to sit this down, and I'm being very careful to make sure I get it nice and even. And I want it to be flush to the bottom. So I'm going to sit it down and I'm going to give it a good press. Press, press, press. Let that glue do its work. Oh, that's so pretty. And I think I'm going to do a couple of these little hearts like right up in here. So let's put one right there. And let's put one right here. And I've got this white heart that I would love to put. You know, I wish I need another red one. Maybe we'll cut one more red one. No, that's an overkill. I'll save this for something else. I want another heart like this to put right up here, I think. Or maybe we'll keep it tiny and just do a small one. And we'll bring that one down just a little bit. Put it right there in the middle. Oh, so pretty. Oh, I love it. Now, to have a place for a sentiment or who it's from, I'm going to turn it over, and we're going to do something pretty back here on the back. So I'm going to grab Poppy Parade and a trusty little stamp block. See if this one will go like that. Yeah, it'll go like that. Be my Valentine. I love it like that. So I'm going to grab my Stampin' Pierce mat. This gives me, what did I drop? I dropped something. Something's always falling off my desk. Do y'all have that problem? Now, the question is, my husband likes things that are straight, so maybe I'll do it straight for him. Alright, let's go ahead and ink this up in my Poppy Parade. Such a pretty red. And we're going to stamp just like this. Y'all hear my dog snoring. Always in a day. She's always snoring. Bless her. She's my sweet girl. Alright, so now we have this. It needs some, oh, look what I did. I smudged it. Oh no. Okay, since we're regrouping, let me tell you what we're going to do. Let me clean up all my mess, and I'm going to grab my dies, and I'm going to recut so that I can put this on the back. I can't believe I did that. Oh no. Yeah, that's not coming off. Oh, heavens to Betsy. Let's see if we can do it with this. Sometimes you can clean up. No, all that's doing is taking the paper off of it. All right, I have a massive fail, y'all. We're gonna toss this. Let me regroup, and I will be right back. Alrighty, I went ahead and cut 2 more of these, and I went one size bigger. So if you remember on the front of the card, I had the one that's that size. I cut it out of the red, but then I made the white one to go behind it, which is bigger, one size bigger than that. So this is next to the largest, and then one down on the Stitch So Sweetly dies. Again, I cannot tell you how versatile these dies are, and how much I go to these and use them over and over and over. So they are the Stitch So Sweetly, and they are absolutely a wonderful die set to have in your stash. So I am going to lay those up there, and I want to stamp, and I went and pulled from that stamp set, Always in My Heart. I pulled the You Are Always in My Heart, and I'm going to heat emboss it in white on this beautiful Poppy Parade. So we're going to stamp it right about there, and I'm going to use my VersaMark. This is a watermark ink, and we're going to ink that up really good. Before we do that, I'm going to use my powder tool, and I got a new one. I'm not sure if I'm going to like this one or not. This one is, I ordered it offline. I don't even remember where, but Stampin' Up! Doesn't carry the powder tools anymore, and I don't know why. They really should. Maybe they'll bring it back something better than they had before. Who knows? So a lot of times with Stampin' Up, a product will go away, but it will come back. So hopefully that's the case. So I've got that all done. So I am going to take this after I ink it really well. I want to get this nice and centered in the middle, and we are going to stamp this right in the middle. Just like that. Beautiful image. So close my ink. I am going to wipe my stamp off because this is a sticky ink, and I don't want to leave it on there. Sorry for the squeak. Just get that off of there so we don't have to deal with it. Now I'm going to bring in my embossing powder, and this is my white. I keep my embossing powders in a tub. It just makes it easier, and I keep a plastic spoon in there. I'm also going to use a pair of tweezers. Well, I say I am. I just had to find them. And I'm going to pick this up like this. This will ensure that I don't get any fingerprints on it, and I can hold it and tap it. And let's do it again. That looks beautiful. So let's put that down. And now we're going to need our heat tool. And this heat tool has 2 settings on it. We have a low and a high, or 1 and 2. 2 is your highest setting. So I'm going to turn it on and let it get warm. It's going to make some noise, but that's okay. We're going to heat set this. So I think we're ready. There goes the magic. Beautiful. Alrighty. So it did warp just a tiny bit, but that's okay. We're gonna straighten it out. And I'm just gonna take my fingers now and wipe that embossing powder away. See how clear that came? Isn't that gorgeous? You are always in my heart. Love that. So I'm gonna use just some plain glue. So now we got glue coming out. And we're ready to center this down, just like so. I'm going to turn it over and just kind of iron that glue out. Make sure everything sticks well. And there we go. Isn't that beautiful? Now we're going to turn our card over. And we are going to put the sentiment right here on the back, just like that. Again, some liquid glue. It would help if we put it on right side up, right? So we're going to put that right there. And if you want to cut a little circle to put down here and sign your name, or if you have a white jelly roll pen, you can do that. Or you could take a heart. That would be so cute. And write your name right there. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave it off for right now. I might want to put a little personal message in there. All right, one more thing, and then we're going to have this done. I tied a little bow. And I'm thinking this bow would be so cute right about here. So I'm going to take my favorite way to adhere my bows. I'm going to tighten that loop down just a little tighter, like so. And I'm going to grab a glue dot, maybe a couple of them. And my trusty take your pick tool. And I am going to put one right there and one right there. That should be plenty to hold our bow on, because they are really super sticky. So come in behind your card and just really press that in. And there is our cute little Valentine card. Our last Valentine card for the season. Since Valentine's is Monday, I figured this would be my last Valentine. And we are going to go full on into spring cards starting on Monday. So look how pretty that is. That's it from the side. This is it from the top. And this is it from the back. Again, I'm going to I might tuck this little heart under here, like that. And we're going to do that bigger one right here, and I'm going to sign it. Oh, you know what? We can do that now. All I'm going to do is in a black ink, I am going to write Love, Kathy. And then we can just pop that down just like that. I want to make sure it doesn't impinge the bottom or the side of my card. So I'm just going to take some glue and put it right there. So pretty. I am in love with this card. Now, whether you go a little wonky with your nuts and bolts, or whether you decide to go more red and white traditional lovey-lovey Valentine card, these cards are wonderful. And like I said, if you push this flap up and this flap down, this card will slide into a regular envelope. And remember, this fold is not just for Valentine's Day. And I may be using this fold again sometime soon because I think it would make a beautiful spring card, floral cards, just so much you can do with it. Oh, one other thing. If you want your bottoms to be covered, I cut and embossed these little strips right here, and we can put those on the bottom. It gives it just a little bit more oomph, especially if you're going to fold it up. If I was handing this to someone, I might not do this, but I want to show you the option that you have. And I just did this with the embossing folder and my strips, and these strips will be, they're 7/8 by, this one is 4 1/8. Yeah, 7/8 by 4 1/8, and this little one is 2 7/8 by 7/8, and that one's going to go right there. So some glue on it. And should have put these on before I finished decorating, but I forgot. And you know, it still all works, and that gives you a beautiful bottom to your card as well as the top and the front. So pretty. Look at those hearts everywhere. So I love both of these cards. It's a beautiful fun fold card, and just look how beautiful they are. So let me know if this is something that you would like to make, or if this is something that you find fascinating. If you need some help, be sure to reach out to me. And if you see any of the items that you'd like to order that I used today, I would so appreciate you clicking on my link below. It's in the description under this video. If you click on the show more, it will give you all the information, the dimensions for the card, as well as all of my links where you can go and purchase this. If you haven't joined our Facebook group, please do so. If you make beautiful projects and you want to share them with everybody, that's the place to do it. Also, every time I put up a video, once it goes live, you can go there and find the video along with everything else you need to know. Thanks once again for tuning in. God bless you. I love you all so much. And until we craft again, as I always say in closing, let everything that you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven. He is worthy. Until we craft again, bye-bye.